What is your definition of love? What is prem for you?
From your own perspective, when you feel pleasure or happy to be with the person or with the thing.
When you feel happy with the person or thing, that's love.
I feel that's in your personal sense.
Okay.
But if you feel that if you don't want any harm, if you love somebody, you don't want any harm to that person or thing.
Okay, good answer. Kiran, you go next.
Yeah, Archana, it's basically like to care with no strings attached. Although, and which brings like warmth in your heart. That is like the true love in the sense, like, and not for material things, because then it's just a greed at that time. And we just say it that, yeah, I love this, or I would love to have that, but it's just a very superficial thing because it's not permanent happiness inside.
Bharti ji.
I guess love, you can't just define in one word, or, it has different expressions and different stages. I guess when you're a child, you love your parents. As you grow older, your things, what you love changes. And I think ultimately, when the self-realization hits you, self-love, I think that is important. And then that gives you the strength to love someone selflessly without expecting anything in return, unconditionally. You just keep on loving someone and giving back to the community also, I feel, is a kind of love.
I feel like love is the true affection. Unlike the person who talked before, Radhi said, it is a different way. If it is love within family, it is like the true affection with no expectation. And if it is something that we eat, when we say we really love that, it is something that we really like it. So I feel love is like kind of true.
Truth for you. Love is equal to truth.
Love is like very pure, unconditional, no strings attached. You don't expect anything as mother does to her child.
Or child-in-law also, right? Child and child-in-law. Like daughter and daughter-in-law.
Well, yeah, it can be.
It can be. But
love is, there is no harm in it. There's nothing expected from anybody or anything. It's just pure love, like you don't see anything else, just love from your heart.
The love that we experience with our kids, that's I have not experienced that before with anyone else, so that can be unconditional. You don't expect anything out of it, you just give.
Unconditional love is not impossible, but it's not easy. I don't know, as a human being, we think like if we don't if we love somebody, we don't expect from them, from ourselves. In unconscious minds, we do that.
Very honest answer.
Love is very good feeling. Like you share that positive feeling with like anything that you love, for a person, for a pet or anything, right? That is one. And on the other side, the materialistic love, say for example, I love clothes, or a specific one and all, right? So that kinds of like just like varies from time to time, right? Today you may like love something, so it's not like really love. It's just that momentary gratitude or things that satisfy. But on the other side, love is like a positive feeling that you have towards.
So I think love is one of those things that it doesn't run out. Like it's not something tangible. Like you can keep the more you love someone or the more love you give, the more you'll get back in turn. And then the more you get back in turn, the more you can give. So if you love the right person, then, or the right people, like your family, your closest friends, your children maybe, and then if you love them and you love them unconditionally, then you'll just keep getting love like infinitely, sort of.
Yes, every answer makes sense. It's your perspective. Nothing is a wrong answer.
I think for me, love is like to help someone who is in a situation they don't expect from us, but we feel it, that they really need someone. So for example, nobody's with you, don't worry about it, I'm always with you. That kind of feeling, what I think about, that's love. It's caring without any conditional. You don't expect from her or anybody that I'm really looking forward. If I help you, that I expect from you to help me back. No.
Care for you, unconditional care for you, for the person. A very good answer. Actually, love is care. So anybody else wants to answer my question today? We are discussing before our physical practice of yoga, just a little bit of mental practice of yoga. What does love mean to you? How do you define love? Anybody wants to pitch in?
Love means it's really caring. That really gives some satisfaction at this age, I should say. When we care for others, they accept or recognize is something different. But when we do our action, caring for somebody, for something, it gives us a satisfaction. That satisfaction is really, well, expect the reciprocated love, but even just to give unconditional love, it gives us a pleasure. That is, keeps our life in a positive mood.
Very good answers. Very good answers. So somebody said the love they feel for the kids is never felt before, and love is caring. And somebody said that unconditional love is not impossible, but very difficult to make it possible. All answers are correct. So I'm going to change your perspective a bit today, and you'll be forced to think a little bit differently today. And the teaching is coming from Brihad Aranyakya Upanishad. Okay. Love is nothing but, so a man, when he loves his wife, he doesn't love her because she loves him. He loves her because he loves himself, his own self-love that expresses through a relationship. It's the self we love. That is why we feel love for others, because it's difficult to love anybody who's always constantly hurting you. Okay, that's the first thing. Second, identification plays a very important role in whom we love. So we only love people really unconditionally or with care when we identify that I-ness in that person, myness or I-ness. Okay, that's because it's mine. Somebody loves his wife because it's my wife. You love your children because it's your children. Okay. When it's somebody else's children, maybe that love is not that so great, but it's my children. That's why I love them. Okay. So that's identification within the personal boundaries. Then your identification as it expands. So from childhood, as you grow, your identification expands to your friends, your relatives, that myness increases. This is my community. This is my extended family. This is my friends. Then you start loving those bigger community as you grow old. Okay. So that's how your love expands, your circumference of myness. Again, love is same as myness. What I feel is mine, I love that thing. I'm talking about relationship. Now, if you feel a love for your particular community, suppose some people are very attached to their last names. So everybody belonging to that last name, speaking the same language, living in the same country, you'll start loving those things because you identify yourself with that community or the country. If you live in that country, but you don't identify with that country, then probably you won't love anything about that country. You will want to run away from it, or you just want to utilize that country, that place. So that myness is very important in the manifestation of the love from that heart. If you further expand, suppose you feel that, okay, this whole earth is mine. So you'll start taking care of things that belong to this earth, that you won't utilize or you won't exploit the earth. So what happens when we don't feel that myness? We don't hesitate to just utilize that thing for our own selfish needs when we don't feel that myness with that thing. For example, I'll do good things for my children, but because it's others' children, let them go to that myness. When it's not there, it can be very dangerous. So that's the one thing you have to understand. We only love things which belongs to myness, okay, that identifies with me. So suppose as you develop that spiritual strength, or you grow in the spiritual journey, your myness starts to expand. And the ultimate goal of the spiritual journey is that myness belongs to the samashti, which is the totality. Okay, when your myness belongs to the entire totality, you feel one with everybody, then at that point only you can give unconditional love. That's what yoga tells you, to remove or go beyond all the small identification and expand your horizon, because it's absolutely human to love things that belong to me. But yoga tells us, the journey of yoga tells us to expand that horizon. When your circumference of myness increases, then only the real yoga begins. So whenever you feel, why do you love this person? See that where your myness is belonging. Always think about that, because if that myness is not there, you may be able to just don't care about, no, love is unconditional if it's just everything is transactional in this world, unless you identify yourself with the totality. Everything is transactional 99.9% of time. If a father doesn't do anything to the child, it's highly likely that child will also not do anything to the father when he or she grows up.
But sometimes we don't get anything from that person. Like, we are doing it without not any condition, nothing. Like, just you're doing it because you like to help.
Probably you feel the need, but
you don't want anything from that person, right?
No, I agree. It's your own satisfaction, because again, that identification is their myness. I want to help this person, right? But suppose if somebody is really abusive to you, that person whom you're helping suddenly starts being abusive to you or taking advantage of you, you won't be able to help that person anymore, is it? It's not possible.
That's a different scenario completely. Yeah.
You know what? Like, I know when you said that if the other person is abusive, and then you won't be able to give that other person something. But sometimes, and this is a completely different thing, but I know when we're talking about love, when it comes to marriages, there are a lot of abusive marriages and women are stuck and they'll still keep giving even when they're stuck in that abusive marriage, and they'll still, that abusive side is still abusing the women, just or the man in any whatever that abusive situation, will still keep giving. So
it's not
sometimes
giving, it's just they don't find a way out. They don't give it with love. It's just that they're stuck. They cannot do anything better. They cannot, it's like a Stockholm syndrome.
Or attachment, habit.
It's a habit. It's very difficult to go into unknown, leaving the known in a relationship. So this person, even if it's abusive, you have some kind of security attached to it. Okay. You're getting something out of it. Then definitely that's why you're in that relationship. If you won't get anything out of it, will have no time leaving it, but you have some security attached to it. That's the usual scenario.
Certain cases, you may be doing it because of some social pressure or family pressure, because you're not doing it. You're not happy with it. At the same time, you're not getting anything out of it, just pure pressure, whether it is coming from different perspectives. So
it's not love, right? It's pressure.
Not love. It's nothing love. It's just different. So
do whatever, if you can do with love, that's what I will always suggest. Okay. Even if it's due to pressure. Why are you feeling that pressure? Think about it. Contemplate. If I have to do, why don't I do it with love rather than pressure? Change your mindset. Wherever we identify, we attach love to that thing. And love is all about care. How much you care for that person. And it cannot be without any vested interest. You obviously expect. That's beyond human capacity. You have to become divine. Then only you can reach that state.
Yeah, and I think same thing when we say the minus concept. Okay, the minus concept is basically not only depends upon you, it all depends upon the other circumstances too. So you can expand it from your side, but if it is not reaching to the other person, then you are limited with minus concept. So that's, I don't know.
It's just a feeling. Minus is just a feeling where if anybody who has even abused you in your past or not have good relationship with in the past, if they come to you with some need, if you have expanded your minus, you'll be willing to provide the help to that person. You will not feel, oh my God, he or she has come only when she needs me. That feeling will be gone from you because you'll be thinking differently. Your mind has expanded beyond that minus, and that person has also come with that minus circumference. So you will just have love and compassion for that person, and you will forget what they did to you before. That takes a long time, though. It has a lot of work to be done on our mind, but it happens eventually, gradually. So that's the whole pursuit of yoga, is to expand the circumference of our minus, not being judgmental about people's past or how they have behaved with us or what religion, language, culture they belong to. That's expanding your horizon, not being judgmental, and helping people unconditionally when they come to you. So that's the ultimate purpose of yoga, to expand, because then only you'll be going into real meditation. When you stop seeing the difference between my child and somebody else's child, my mother and somebody else's mother, won't it be a beautiful world? Then there's no question of ethics. Will there be any question of ethics or any kind of, medical malpractice if every doctor treats patients like their own family member? World will be so beautiful. No lawyer will cheat you. No policeman will do bad things to anybody. It changes the way society will operate. Why there's so much stress in people's life? It's because of this lack of minus. They think this work belongs to my organization. I'm working for my boss, or this organization, I'm not working for myself. I'm there only to get the paycheck. That's why so much stress, because that minus from the work is not there. That this is my duty, my work. That's why so much work. 1 in 4 Canadians have work-related stress, a lot of stress. Work is a leading cause of stress, and relationship is another one. That stress disappears. Because when it's mine, I'm doing it for myself.
Very, very, very good concept, no doubt about it, but very, very, very difficult to follow, and it would definitely take time.
Difficult, but not impossible.
No, definitely not. But it will require a lot of work at our end, to be sure.
All these teachings help, everything, your yoga, meditation, everything helps with that expanding the horizon of minus. Okay. So with that feeling that we should all expand in our mind, let's start today's class.